Welcome to Visualize, the podcast where collaboration fuels change. I'm your host, Chris Baker, and each week we'll explore incredible connections between nonprofits, businesses, and the community. This is a space where we highlight inspiring partnerships, uncover strategies for creating meaningful impact, and share stories that show how working together can make all the difference. Whether you're a nonprofit leader, a business owner, or someone just passionate about building connections, this podcast is for you. Welcome back to Visualize. Before we dive in today, I just want to give a huge thank you to our brand partner for this episode, Curtis Balot from JadaPay True Zero. Curtis isn't just a payment solution specialist. He's a trusted advisor who helps business owners eliminate processing fees with True Zero. With free statement analysis, wholesale rates, and custom programs with no contracts, Curtis makes sure that your business keeps more of what you earn. So we're proud to have Curtis and JadaPay True Zero support this podcast. Connect with him today at 954-826-4127 or JadaPay, that's JADAPAY .Curtis, CURTIS @gmail.com. Today we have Robert Crum from Only the Beginning. He is the executive director of Only the Beginning and is dedicated to creating sustainable programs that close emotional and economical gaps in underserved communities. With hands-on STEM camps, school beautification projects, health challenges, and career exposure, Only the Beginning is making a measurable difference, making youth stand up, stand out, and embrace leadership. So today, the man himself, Robert O'Neill Crum, he is a father, a mentor, and the founder of programs that are transforming schools and communities across South Florida. From creating young men of honor to co-founding G.A.M.E, G.A.M.E, Changer Inc. His work is lifting up youth, working towards education, opportunity, and empowerment. So we're honored to have him here with us today. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you for letting me be here, Chris. It's an honor to be here. I got to tell you, I'm excited to get it rocking and rolling.
So what drew you to the work of Only the Beginning?
Wow. So what drew me to the work of Only the Beginning is actually my past history. When I was coming up as a kid, we would oftentimes see programs and activities that come into the community. They would be there for a set period of time, and then of course they would disappear. And the next year or the next summer, we as kids are looking for those programs, and it was always a mystery of where did they go? So one, I had to come to learn the understanding of a nonprofit funding and programs. So it's like, wow, I can do something that is more sustainable, that we can actually involve the community and the kids within the community, so that it's not a program that disappears, but it's actually there for the lifetime of the community.
You mentioned something about your past and how that kind of brought you into Only Beginning. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that past and where has it brought you?
So me, I'm a product of a single mom. I'm very proud of my mother, Sharon Crum. She is the best mom in the world. Woo-hoo, go moms. And with growing up, one of the biggest things that we had was the park. So going to the park, you always go to the summer camps, the activities at the parks, and it created that community bond, because that's where all the kids kind of went to congregate at. So over the time period, I've had a great life in general, but I've seen that we have some friends in our community that have been successful and some friends that have not been so successful. So it becomes one of those things of, one, how can I be able to do more? In my experience, I was very successful, but I had I would say a little mistake where I actually end up going to jail, ironically. I had never been to jail before in my whole entire life. And before I know it, I went to jail for driving without a license. I was actually convicted to 5 years in prison for driving without a license, what I didn't even think was possible, but I was on probation. And at that time, a 3rd-degree felony gives you 5 years in jail. And boom, there I was, never been arrested before, had actually violated probation due to an argument, and all of a sudden I'm sentenced. And I'm sitting there like, I'm not guilty, what is going on? During that time period, I met a lot of different people. You meet so many different people in jail, it's amazing, right? But one of the biggest things that was ironic to me, that I met a lot of teenagers. 18, 19 years old with 40, 50 years in prison sentence. And you're like, how in the world did they get to this point? And I'm sitting here like, I'm a short timer, and these guys got life. And you realize most of them can't read. Most of them cannot do math whatsoever. So even corresponding to their family in a letter, it's almost impossible for them. So it's like, wow, how do you break this cycle? Me thinking that, one, I'm never supposed to have been here in prison whatsoever. I got to tell you, when it comes to the jail system, you're supposed to have, I think, as a score point of 44. With my one time being arrested, I had 0.5, and I was sentenced to 5 years. I'm never in trouble before. So I'm meeting these various ranges of different peoples, and I'm like, how can I stop this cycle? And one day I just came up with a vision of, one, I'm going to start reaching out to the kids to be able to let them see that there's a hope, because we're dealing with most of the youth that I was talking to as young adults. They just didn't feel like they had any hope at all. So creating a program of Game Changers, which stands for Growing, Achieving, Mental Empowerment. We're trying to change the game, and that's what we've been doing. Changing the game, getting kids excited about school, getting communities excited about their community, and really just inspiring all of us and really stoking that fire that we have, that we're really trying to just bring to life. So that's kind of how I got started. That passion of being a product of a single parent, going through those different trials and tribulations, and just being a single father myself. You know, that's has always been unique to me as one of the different people. You don't only see single mothers, but as I was growing up as a young man, I was a single father taking care of my daughter. So when I did go to jail, it was kind of like a traumatic experience, because I'm a business owner, I'm a single father, I have employees, and it's like, what is going on here? But it's one of those experiences that you have to go through. You have to be able to push through it. And then what are you going to do after that? So at this part of my life is, what are we doing after those experiences?
There's a lot of different turns that people can take in that moment. So looking back at that and taking what you're learning and what you experienced and the people you got to interact with while in prison, you could have went a whole different direction. You could have been mad, you could have been upset, but you took it as an opportunity to go, how do I prevent this from happening to my community? How do I stop that from moving forward? And so you're providing this education, you're providing this hope, and you're providing the dream of a better life for the community. And I love that. So I really appreciate the fact that, you know, you didn't give up. You didn't go down the path that some other people could have taken. You took the path of, how do I help?
That's right.
What can I do next?
The path that's less traveled. Most people, I got to tell you, they do become angry.
Yeah.
I be truthful, I was angry for a long period of time. I'm sitting here like, what the hell am I doing here? Shoot, I'm in jail and I'm closing deals, you know, because I'm a mortgage broker at the time. So I'm closing. I have my staff working, and I'm sitting like, what the hell am I doing here? Everybody's looking at me like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I can't believe I'm at this position. But it's taking that anger and that passion. And I got to tell you, just reaching out to some kids who literally would have thought that they would either be dead in jail, like for real. Not as some people say it in general as a saying, but these kids were on the verge of falling off the edge. And bringing them back and having a great group of kids, like you mentioned with the Young Men Honors Club, it is awesome. It's an awesome experience to bring light in the midst of darkness.
So many people get lost in the darkness, and actually they can't even find the light, or they can't find the hope to move forward. So having a place where you're giving them that structure, you're giving them that opportunity, and you're giving them a new world. I think it's fantastic. So thank you so much.
No, I appreciate it.
So what kind of youth and families are you currently working mostly with right now?
Oh man, so our project is like a holistic kind of view. When we approach things, we don't approach it as one just focusing on the child himself. One of our original things where we were really trying to figure out how can we reach parents, and what we come to realize that parents, adults, they're not really changing that much. You can change a parent's habit by reaching the child. The child, I've come to see, if they want to have a different food pattern, a different way of eating, the parent is going to be forced into those healthy habits as well too. So now when we do things, we try to do it where one, not only are we reaching the child, the children in the household, but we're reaching the parents as well too. So our initiatives, well, that's why we call it Project Inspire, because our initiative is kind of tricky, where we try to go in and boom, hey, it's something that's for the kids, but guess what, parents? You're welcome to attend too. So we did, like recently we did a community art explosion events where one, it's unfortunate, but in a lot of underserved communities, they don't have art programs, STEM programs, and things of that sort. So we come up with different activities where we come to the park and we put them in a station where they can explore with doing podcasting, filming, photography. Another station is art. Another station is graphic arts and designs. So they're able to go into the different stations.
The parents are there doing the art with the kids. So in a lot of our pictures, you'll see we have parents and kids sitting there, like, and the parent is taking the time, and they're getting more involved than the actual child. So it's very creative to say, how do we get the whole entire community passionate? And I say that because even with our schools, it's unfortunate that in Broward County, you see that we've been doing a lot of redefining the school district, and a lot of schools have been getting closed. And one of the biggest things as we go around and talk to different schools is that the principal is saying, how do we get more support from communities and local businesses? How do we be able to make our parents, the teachers, the staff feel that passion about their school? So that's why we started the Project Inspired event, because what, man, just going around to some of the schools, I got to tell you, they look like little prisons. There's no art up on the wall. And that's why I did Project Inspire, because I'm like, man, shit, excuse my language. But I mean, but I'm really like, there's no art on the walls. The walls are painted typically a gray, dullish type of color. And I felt like I was in jail when I visit some of the schools. So, we teamed up with some great organizations like Jazzware, local toy manufacturer company, and we created incentive programs where one, at one school, is only 3 kids that was 100% attendance. Now we have 114 kids at 100% attendance, and it's because what we did was create Chuck E. Cheese and take it to the school. We created an arcade. We did a candy shop and a toy store. And thanks to Jazzware, that reward center is one of the biggest things that kids love. They love those squishmallows, and they can be able to have the principals make different incentives so that if you're on good behavior, you can go into the arcade room as a group with some of your buddies. So I got to tell you, behavior has been the best at some of the schools where we put our programs. Academics has been soaring through the roof. I'm like, wow. I had to go out of jail, unfortunately, to come up with this idea. But hey, Project Inspired, let's do it.
I'm impressed. Like, honestly, going from 3 people at 100% attendance to 114. Like, when you actually look at those numbers and that data, you're changing the whole community, not just, a couple individuals. That's a whole community. Everybody that's attending that school, the parents, they're feeling it. Even the businesses are probably feeling, because you're making radical change. And that's what we need. Yeah. So I
Very much so.
very no stuff. Fantastic.
It's exciting to hear the principals saying that the kids are pushing their parents to get them to school on time so they don't have a darkness. I mean, it's just totally amazing to hear that, those type of things that come. But, it's just creating an environment. Most of the times we don't think that the mental health of us as an adults and us as children, the environment is directly connected to it. And that artwork on the wall, one, it makes the teachers feel confident and proud of the school that they're working in, and vice versa to the parents and also the students. They are proud to walk their hallways when they see that type of artwork. So again, it's just that you had to go to the experience to actually have the idea. But there are so many schools out there, and that's one of our biggest campaigns are how do we get more people involved? And you're right, it does boost the morale of different businesses around the schools and everybody else that comes around.
No. I'm trying to like look at this in a way that, for me growing up, I didn't really love school. I was decent I was good at school, but at the same time, like, having a program or some type of it's kind of like entertaining in a way, but I'm still getting the education. If you're adding this additional element where you're making school fun and you're making it like a reward, like, we have to go to work.
Mm-hmm.
As adults, we go to work. Where's the fun?
Yeah.
So having some of that structure, like, okay, how do we change some of this culture? How do we change some of these rules so that when people are looking at it, they have a place to enjoy, they have a way to connect, and they have a way to give back to the community? All of these things are extremely important. And I think you're doing that with these programs. So that's fantastic.
Thank you. And I got to say, I don't think I got a chance to mention it, but our Young Men of Honor program, it's unique because what we do is we don't put any limits. And I say that because in school, if you want to be a part of the basketball program, you have to have a GPA. If you want to be a part of any club, you have to have a certain GPA. With the Young Men of Honor program, we just had it open for everybody. So that our students who were honor roll students were able to actually mix with some of our students who were constantly being suspended, almost basically on the verge of dropping out of school. So by mixing the two, one, it just created a bonding experience for the guys that was just unbelievable. I gotta tell you, we actually was talking to a young gentleman just the other day. His GPA was 0.8 in middle school at Parkway Middle School. He's graduating from Dillard High School this year. He has a 4.2 GPA. And one of the biggest things he said, man, Mr. Crum, if it wasn't for you and the pizza at the Young Men Auto Club, I don't know where I'd be today. And that's how I got him, to tell you the truth. It was the pizza. Every day I came 2 times a week, and it was all about the pizza. The kids would come into the classroom, really for the pizza. We're talking, we have these great sessions, and we have great guest speakers, but I kind of think they only came for the pizza.
Sometimes you need to pull somebody in to get them the knowledge, to get them to the next step. But going from 0.8, that was 4.2, he learned something.
And number 4 in the school, when he graduates, I cannot, when I tell you, he was one of my roughest kids. Man, Benjamin is a beauty. He's looking to be a plumber. That's his goal, to go to trade school. He had a great experience this summer with Chris Broward. We're working at with the county as a plumber. So he's really on a great mission to have some great things happen. I'm really proud of all of my kids, to tell you the truth. That's just one that we're talking about. But a lot of them, I gotta tell you, man, this is kind of surprising. You have one of those tearful, happy moments that you always want to have.
All right. So what type of partnerships help you deliver these programs effectively?
Hey, I got to tell you, Chris, it's all about the partnerships. Initially, when I was doing the Young Men of Honor Club, I worked to become a nonprofit organization. And at that time, I met this great family, Herman and Angie Alvarez. And they were one of our biggest supporters. When we were talking about needed donations to do our turkey giveaways or any of our events, they were right there. And over time, and they were actually the owners of Aviation Inflatables. And currently, they did a merger and they're now called FCAH, FCAH Aerospace. And with Herman and Angie, once they did the FCAH Aerospace, they actually started on the beginning. So that teamwork or collaboration was our first partnership we did with one Game Changers in AVI. From there, with teaming up with as we move forward, we was teaming up with other organizations, and we was able to branch out with our incentive program and team up with a great company by the name of Jazzware. Miss Deb Silver is one of the best people from Jazzware. We met her at Lockdale Elementary School at a sponsorship breakfast, and she wanted to hear about our ideas and incentive programs. Actually, could she come over and see it at Broward Estates Elementary School? She fell in love with it, and from there, man, Jazzware has been our true superhero because they've been donating the Squishmallows, which are very great emotional support products for our young scholars. And I gotta tell you, the kids are just going crazy over earning them. And it's not that we're giving it to them, they're earning it. They're earning it with the good behavior, they're earning it with the classroom work, they're earning it with all type of great activities all across the board. And that's one, initially as a nonprofit, we're thinking, how are we going to keep purchasing more items that the kids can actually buy? Boom, Jazzware came in with a superhero cape and saved the day for us. So one, thank you, Miss Deb. Jazzware, you guys are the best. We have developed more partnerships over that time as well too. One of the greatest partnerships that we developed that I believe is one just with the city of Lauderhill in general. Their administration staff has been very supportive, their parks and rec staff. And I gotta tell you, it's been something that we had to learn, to how do we include the city in our vision that we're doing, because if we're going to make it sustainable, it can't be that something that we're just coming in as a nonprofit organization and doing something at the park, but how do we actually do it as a collaboration? So we're very proud of an initiative that we're put forth right now, where we're working with Nova Southeastern University. I got to tell you, the Associate Dean Jane Cross is absolutely amazing. She has helped us connect with their medical school and their school of law as well too. And we're working on a health initiative. We call it our It Takes a Village Health and Wealth Initiative, where we're teaming up with NSU and actually Miami-Dade Federal Credit Union. I know when we hear Miami-Dade Federal Credit Union, we always think about Miami, but this is actually going to be taking place in Broward initially. And they actually opened up a new branch in Pembroke Pines. And they're going to be doing, call it Money Madness, where we're educating the community on the power of investing, the power of saving, the power of just strategizing with your money, creating a real estate an estate plan for yourself, you know. And I say that because in the underserved communities, there's no plans, there's no planning. So to have somebody like Dade County Federal Credit Union, to have NSU, when we have their professors and their doctors coming in, helping with dealing with creating plans that we can actually give to people so they can make their life better, healthier, financially. I tell people all the time, your physical health and your mental health is directly connected to your financial health. If your money is low, your stress is coming. Once you get more stressed out, then ideally your health is going to go down and down. So what we're trying to do is empower our community as a whole, because that's the way we're going to be able to make the whole entire household be able to be strong and can be able to move forward. So our partnerships are very important. We need more partnerships, to tell you the truth. That's one of our biggest campaigns. That's why our motto is It Takes a Village. Because if we're going to make a change in the community, we have to really come to the understanding that we can't do it by ourselves.
Correct.
We'll end up being the nonprofit that I was when I was a kid that was there for that moment and disappeared over time because we're trying to do it alone. Yeah.
No, and that's actually that's the reason we're here today. This podcast is built on collaborations. It is trying to make sure that when you're out there as a nonprofit, you can find like understanding and guidance from these type of conversations, looking at new opportunities to find ways to collaborate, to get out there and be more involved in the community on a bigger level, because you want it to live on beyond you.
That's right.
And the only way to do that is by building these collaborations, building a bigger team, building, programs that are going to outlive, so that you actually have that legacy, the hand down. So,
and that's the beauty. I got to tell you. So our center programs is led by our high school scholars. It's not a program that, yes, I'm one of the big factors in it, but we are actually having our high school scholars from Plantation High School and the Lauderhill Youth Council to be the leaders on this project. Because again, how do we make it where it's totally rooted into the community and it becomes just a thought pattern of healthy living? So I'm truly excited about, just getting the support from everybody. That's where the power of collaboration and team come in at. Our biggest goal right now is making sure everybody at least start taking their blood pressure. What's your blood pressure? At least trying to understand, because in the city of Lauderhill, I got to tell you, is one of the prominent killers. When you're looking at the health arena, we're talking about cancer. People are getting diagnosed with cancer in the 4th stage of colon cancer, which is curable, but unfortunately they're not going to the doctor until it's almost at the end of the gate.
You got to take care of your health. You got to take care of your mental well-being. You got to take care of yourself.
That's right.
And it all stems back from that education. If we don't have that education, that financial literacy, that health, component, you aren't going to understand or make any changes. And that is what you guys are offering and giving back to the community. So I do appreciate that so much. So one last final shout to thank you for our brand partner, Curtis Bellot, from JadaPay, True Zero. We really appreciate you supporting this podcast. So how do people actually get a hold of you and Only the Beginning?
Okay.
So they can be included in this.
That's what I'm talking about. Listen, it is the power of the team that can help it. Can I tell you, people, that's our weak spot. We need more support. As a small nonprofit organization, I've been going to different meetings and different trainings, and one of the biggest things we come to learn is that without a powerful team, you can do very little. We've been doing great things with a very small team. So I tell myself, just imagine what we can do if we develop our team a little bit more. So one, you can always reach out to me directly. My phone number is 954-789-6141. Again, that's 954-789-6141. And then our website is www.otbtoday.org. Again, that's otbtoday.org. And of course, you can always email me, Robert Crum. You can reach me on my Instagram, Robert Crum 954, and that email address is robert@otbtoday. We're trying to make everything happen.
And .org, right, for the email?
Robert@otbtoday.org.
Perfect.
Correct.
Okay.
Thanks for reminding me of that part, right?
Not a problem. I just wanted to make sure we had it right. So my final question I ask everybody that comes onto this show is, what is the legacy that you hope to leave for future generations?
So my legacy that I want to leave for future generations, I call it the age of legends during this time period. Because what we're doing, we're actually going out and we're creating legends. We're talking about the young man, Benjamin, some of my other guys. One of the biggest things I tell them, hey, listen, I'm doing this for you. Make sure you come back and do it for someone else. whether if you create your own program, whether if you donate. Don't leave your school behind. Don't leave your community behind. Let's create a cycle of love where we keep coming back. I didn't get the chance to mention it, but we even have a program that's called Project Love, where we tell ourselves we are love in action. So we can't just merely say, I love you, but we have to actually show people that we love them. So I want to make sure that people be love in action. That is my final call to action to everyone. And that's the call that we do to all of our young men. Come back and make sure that you display love to the community.
Absolutely love it. Robert, thank you so much for being on the show today. I really appreciate it. I hope that everybody learned something new. Get involved in the community. Look and join only the beginning. Find a way to be involved. So again, Robert, thank you so much for being on the show.
Hey, thank you, my man. It was a pleasure.
Thank you for joining me on this episode of Visualize. We hope that the inspiration and practical insights can help you foster stronger connections and meaningful change. Don't forget to subscribe, share the episode, and leave us a review. To learn more about Visuals by Momo and how we support collaboration and storytelling, visit visualsbymomo.com. A huge thank you to everyone out there listening. Until next time, remember, collaboration fuels change, and your connections can inspire the world.